I'm here today to persuade you that motocross is not as simple as it seems. The common stereotype that a lot of people that don't ride say is that motocross riders simply sit on the seat and twist the throttle, and that's basically how you do it. But it's really not that easy, and it kind of pisses me off to hear that stuff. My definition of motocross is two 30-minute motos of pure hatred, passion, sweat, dirt, fatigue, sometimes tears, and motocross is basically a nightmare in the eyes of a rider. Physically a nightmare. It's extremely difficult physically and definitely not for everyone. I'm credible to speak about this topic because I myself have been racing motocross for the past 10 years or so, and yeah. So the reason people need to know about this topic is that people who ride hear things from people who don't ride, and it's offensive. People that don't ride often say that motocross riding doesn't take any physical work or anything like that, but it actually really does. So that's basically what I'm here to talk about, is that motocross riders are more or less athletes than other sports, I guess. So today I'll be talking about the muscle use in motocross, physical training requirements, regiments, and trainers, the physical toll riding a motorcycle takes on the body, arm pump, and the length of races, which sort of wraps up into endurance. These are all things that make motocross one of the most difficult sports out there. The first part of motocross that people don't really understand is that it requires every single muscle in the body. I read a study that was posted to motorsport.com or something that that every single muscle in the body is used in a 30-minute moto, which basically ranges from head to toe, every single muscle in your body being used. Your neck even is used in motocross. It's just tough. The next thing that's sort of not understood is physical training. Motocross riders actually train harder than some sports out there, like say golf or anything like that. There's actual physical requirements for it, which is pretty cool. Things that you can do to train can include cardio work, weightlifting, on the bike training, etc., like swimming even, all kinds of things that you can do to work yourself out as a motocross rider. For my program in particular, I actually do a lot of cycling. I ride as much as possible, close to every day over the summer, and that is basically what I do. I don't do much weightlifting, but when I do, I do a little bit of it. Those things can definitely be a big help to your program as a rider, and you can tell when a rider is actually not physically fit at all. You can totally tell that the rider is not doing what they need to off the bike. Some riders even need physical trainers. As you become more professional, you need to take things more seriously, and training is one of the most important things that you need to take more seriously. Basically, trainers can help with nutrition. Is one of the biggest things that trainers help with. Training regiments is another thing that they help with, which is basically the schedule on which you work out or eat or whatever. And they also coach on the bike training. So the next thing to talk about is the weight of a bike. Each bike weighs 200 plus pounds, depending on different accessories, different brands, all things like that. Manhandling a bike that heavy is incredibly difficult, and nobody seems to understand that. Call it 400 pounds, with you as a rider with gear on, plus the 200-pound bike, you're looking at about 400 pounds of manhandling going on the track. Arm pump is when a rider is holding on too tight or just isn't physically strong in the forearms. And basically the vibration of the motor actually vibrates your hand